Hi, my name is Lila Nordstrom, and I was a senior at Stuyvesant High School on 9/11. Stuyvesant is a high school in Lower Manhattan that's about 3 blocks from the World Trade Center. And on 9/11, I was in my first class of the day, which was an architecture class. We were learning how to draw straight lines when the World Trade Center was hit, and then we spent the next 45 minutes continuing to learn to draw straight lines because our teacher taught through the entire thing, even though we had a full view from our windows of the events as they were happening. We were told that we were evacuating, and I was one of the first people out of the building. About the moment that I stepped outside of the school, the second tower fell, and so everybody just started running. And it really did look like just an antenna going straight down. It was a really bizarre sight. But another dust cloud started rushing towards us, and so people started running, and I ran into my gym teacher when I ran out of breath. And she asked me if I could swim because we had been hearing radio reports that a lot of other buildings were being hit, that there were other planes in the air that were potentially going to hit the Empire State Building and some other buildings in Midtown, and she thought we might have to swim to New Jersey. I'm a native New Yorker. I did not know how to swim at all, and I was really asthmatic, so that was a terrifying idea, but she said that she would swim me there if we needed to. So we were making vague plans to swim to New Jersey as we walked uptown and kind of accumulated more students. And then eventually, when we got to about 59th Street, we split off into two groups, one group that was going to Queens and one group that was going to Brooklyn. I followed a friend to Queens, so we walked to Queens. We walked about 10 miles to get there, and I spent the night at this friend's house in Astoria. We didn't actually know each other that well. We'd been in homeroom together, but we had not really been close friends, and so I just sort of showed up at her house with her, and we watched the news all night, and then her brother took me back into the city the next day where I met my parents. We returned back to our school building on October 9th, which was less than a month after the attacks. We went through about 5 police checkpoints to get into the school building, and there was a lot of controversy over the air quality not being safe. There was a lot of discussion about whether we were being sent back too early, and there was actually a protest the second day we were back that parents launched at the door to say that the school wasn't safe for us to be in, that the air around the school was not safe for us to be breathing. So there were a lot of things like that that happened that were disconcerting, and parents started asking if it was okay if they pulled their kids out of school for a short period of time because it was clear that the air wasn't safe once we were already down there, and we were told that we couldn't do that. I turned 18 about 2 months after 9/11, so for me, the events of that day really were a breaking point between childhood and adulthood, and because of that, my transition into college, which I went to next year, was a little shaky. A lot of my friends and I were having nightmares, and we were having a hard time connecting with people in college about our experiences with this event. My senior year of college was the first year that someone's death was directly linked to their exposures down at the World Trade Center site. And so I became very concerned about the health of me and my classmates as a result. I knew that we had had a lot of exposures that were similar to first responders, and that we were graduating into a world where there was nothing that would have allowed us to stay on our parents' health plans, and so we were about to lose our health insurance, basically. And that, plus our just general fears of having to make our way as adults for the first time, led me to start a petition on Facebook, which was brand new at the time, and asking friends of mine from high school to sign a petition that said that we deserved health care because we had been sent back to Lower Manhattan too early. And so we got about 250 signatures on that, and then I just started taking it around to various politicians and asking for meetings. It was a really great way to turn what had been a really scary time in my life into something positive that gave me some forward momentum and was something where I felt like I could take control of the situation a little bit. So I started an organization called Stuy Health that continues to do outreach and advocacy work around the World Trade Center Health Program, because there's now a health program that treats 9/11 responders and survivors. Stuy Health is still in operation today. We provide outreach and advocacy to people who were students in Lower Manhattan after 9/11, and it's been a great way to provide both support and help to a lot of the people that I attended school with and were part of our community right after 9/11.